We're all told we're supposed to save money. But what if your savings account just sits there, not really doing much of anything? Well, in this explainer, we're going to tackle that exact problem. How do you get your money to start working for you?
This feeling right here, this is really the heart of our story today. It's that super frustrating moment when you feel like you're doing everything right. You're working hard, you're saving money, but your bank account just isn't growing the way you hoped it would. It's a problem so many of us face.
And the person feeling all this frustration is a guy named Ryan. We're going to follow his journey because his story, as simple as it is, holds this really powerful step-by-step guide to building passive income, literally from the ground up.
So, first things first, let's set the stage and really get a feel for where Ryan was coming from.
Okay, so here's the breakdown. Ryan's 25, he works at a grocery store, and for 3 solid years, he's been saving money. But he had this realization that his savings were just sitting there. He wanted more, but with a full-time job, it's not like he could just go out and get a second one. So he decided to seek some advice from a wealthy mentor in a nearby village, a man named Mr. Denier, who seemed to have completely mastered this exact problem.
And this, right here, is where the whole transformation begins. Before Mr. Denier gave Ryan a single idea, he laid out these foundational rules, the essential mindset you have to adopt before you even think about investing one single dollar.
First, he defined the goal, passive income. Now, this isn't some kind of magic money, right? It's all about setting something up one time so it can generate income for you down the line with very little day-to-day effort. And for Ryan, this was exactly what he was looking for.
Now for the first 2 big rules. Mr. Denier was super clear on this. Rule 1, use your own money. Don't go taking out loans to start investing. The risk is just way too high. You got to work hard and save your own capital first, even if it's a small amount. And rule 2 is just as critical. You have to resist that urge to immediately buy expensive things. That shiny new phone or that cool car, it can wait.
And this slide just illustrates the why behind that rule perfectly. Over on the left, you've got liabilities, things that lose value and actually cost you money to own and maintain. But on the right, you've got assets, things that actually put money back into your pocket. So the big takeaway here is this. Early on, every single dollar you have should be going towards building that column on the right, not the one on the left. Okay, so once the mindset was established, Mr. Denier moved on to the really exciting part. How do you actually find these passive income opportunities? And the answer, believe it or not, was surprisingly simple. This is the question Ryan asked, and it's probably the one you're thinking right now too. I mean, it can feel like all the good ideas are already taken, or that they require a ton of money to even get started, right? Well, Mr. Denier had a totally different way of looking at it. His advice was incredibly simple. Just look around you. He pointed out neighbors who had started a tiny Wi-Fi service, some who were raising chickens, others who were renting out little plots of land. And the key takeaway here? None of these ideas were some genius revolutionary concept. They were simple, they were local, and they proved that opportunities are very often hiding in plain sight. Okay, so Ryan's mind is totally open at this point. He's starting to see the opportunities everywhere. And now Mr. Denier gives him the final, crucial piece of the puzzle, a clear, actionable plan to turn one of those ideas into a reality. This is the core 4-part framework. We're going to go through each one, but honestly, the very first step is the most important one. Start small. Seriously, don't wait for the perfect plan. Just use what you have, get the ball rolling, and learn as you go. This keeps your risk super low while you're still figuring things out. The next step is where the growth really happens. Reinvest and scale. So as your little venture starts making a profit, don't just pocket all the cash. Use that profit to grow the business. Just like this chart shows, you take your initial investment, you add the profit to it, and that becomes your new, bigger investment for the next cycle. This is exactly how that guy Rudy grew his Wi-Fi service from just one house to covering many more. It's the magic of compounding in action. All right, the third step is all about security and motivation. Once you have one income stream that's stable, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You start looking for a second one. That's diversification, and it protects you from risk. But at the same time, you've got to stay motivated. Mr. Denier's rule of thumb here is a fantastic balance. Reinvest at least half to keep that growth engine running, but feel free to enjoy the other half. You earned it. And finally, the last step, which is really more of a lifelong commitment. Be patient. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes time. It takes consistency, and it takes a real willingness to keep learning and adapting. Mr. Denier warned that so many people fail simply because they give up way too soon, or they just stop learning.
So after this incredible lesson, Ryan's entire perspective was completely changed.
He walked away not just with a few cool ideas, but with a practical, step-by-step plan. He finally understood the mindset, he knew how to spot opportunities, and he had a real framework for building something real, starting small. He was ready to go. And that brings us right back to you. After following Ryan's journey, the final question is a pretty simple one. Forget about some huge, grand plan for just a moment. Just look around you. What's one small, simple opportunity that you could start exploring this week?